on phone request. How can I help you? I'm sorry? What kind of equipment? Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you can maybe send me the list or bring it in, and then I can, you can text it on this phone, on this number. Alright. Bye. Oh.
Yeah. Is expected to miss 6 to 10 weeks, as first reported Saturday by CBS Sports and confirmed by ESPN's Todd Archer. Romo has been hit by the injury bug several times during his career. He had back surgery twice in 2013. He also sustained a small fracture in his back in 2014, not to mention, of course, his issues that he's had plaguing him with his collarbone. Jerome Bettis still here with us. Jerome, what do you think? Should he consider retirement at this point because he's dealt with so many chronic injuries?
I would never suggest that a player consider retirement unless he's ready to walk away from the game, because retirement is such, it's finality. It's not, I think I want to retire, I'll come back. When you think about retirement, it's over, and the game should be, you should be done with the game internally. I don't think Tony Romo is there. So what I will say is, I don't think he should think about retirement, but he should consider his health after football, because that's what it comes down to. As a football player, think about your mortality as a man. And so you say, well, I want to be around to play with my children. I want to be able to do some of the simple things in life as I get older. Now, the injuries, if they preclude me from the ability to do that, then I have to stand back and say, let me think about this for a while. I remember I had an opportunity. I could have possibly played another year, but I thought about me from a standpoint of having children, wanting to play with those children. If I commit to one more season, it could end badly.
Is it worth it?
Because my body was starting to break down. And Tony Romo's 36 years old. He hasn't played a full season since 2012. So these are some of the thoughts that he needs to consider. But then there's also the team. The team has to now start thinking about Tony Romo in retirement in mode because they're looking at the same things that we're looking at. They're looking at a
Sorry ass nigga.
36 years old that's starting to break down physically. Okay, there's no question about him breaking down. Now, what is left in terms of his career and what can we as a franchise expect to see from Tony Romo? I think that becomes the organization has to start thinking going in a different direction, and I think Tony Romo has to actually put that thought in his mind.
I mean, who am I to disagree with you about when a football player should retire? But I disagree. I think that a football player is better off retiring a year too early than a year too late. It's not that the uniform off you. You should play until you're just not a major leaguer anymore. Why not? What real damage are you doing to your body? And you're making that money. In the NFL, I always think, you know what? These guys who were walking away, or like half of the San Francisco 49ers a couple of years ago, walked away way too early, it seemed, but that's smart. If you've already made some money and you don't feel like running through those brick walls anymore, get out, because it is a full contact war game, and you pay a penalty in terms of your health. In Romo's case, here's the funny thing. Okay, let's take this year, for example. Let's say he misses 10 weeks, whatever it is. He comes back, has to practice a few weeks, and now he's back ready to play the last 4 games of the season. That offensive line with Ezekiel Elliott and Dez Bryant, they catch fire. I've seen this, Molly, we've seen this with the Giants, Stephen A. happen twice. A wild card team catches fire and makes a playoff run. Romo is the kind of guy, and this is the kind of team where if they luck out and get healthy at the right time, this year, they could be dangerous. I mean, that's the crazy thing. There's actually, in a crazy way, if they can keep their heads above water, you know, be within spitting distance of a playoff team, and in the NFC East, the way the Giants' offensive line looks, the way the Eagles look right now, even Washington, they're no great shakes. They're okay. If you can just stay within spitting distance of 500 and Romo comes back, you could make a run.
I remember the stands last year. We did the
Yeah,
exact
that's
same
true.
thing.
Max, let me ask you this question, because you said you would tell him to retire early as opposed to late.
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been in the business?
18 years.
18 years.
Yeah, professionally, yeah.
Professionally.
Mhm.
Okay, and then before that.
You're going to have to tear the uniform off. This ain't full contact.
Hold on, but my question to you is, if tomorrow you cannot no longer be involved in any of this, what do? You have to start all the way over. So it's easy to say for someone to retire a year early. But if a guy has been doing this since he's 8 years old, 9 years old, and this is all that he knows. He's not an accountant, in the off season. This is all that he knows.
I ain't saying it's easy. I ain't saying it's easy.
But we have to sit back and say, whoa. We can't suggest, you need to retire. Because this is all that this man knows. Okay, he's fought. You know, and Tony Romo was one of the guys that was at the bottom of the barrel. Every step of the way. And so now to say, okay, you need to retire early. No, when the game is out of you, I think that's when you walk away. Who are we to say he needs to walk away? Now, the organization can say, hey, okay, we're done, and that's it.
All right. I'm Stephen A. Smith. I can say it. He needs to retire. I said it. You know, who am I? I'm Stephen A. First take ESPN Sports. The list goes up damn right. I'm Stephen A. And I'm telling you right now, Tony Romo should retire. What you talk about what he's been doing all his life. What exactly has he been doing? Let's analyze that. He's been a starter. He's been a starter for 10 years. He went to 12 full seasons. He's been a starter for 10 years. He's played in 6 playoff games. 6. What's the record here right there? What was it? 2 and 4?
This record should have never put away. Wait.
I'll let y'all speak. Zip it. Both of y'all. I got this. This man, this is Tony Romo. $120 million. What's he gonna do? What do you mean what he gonna do? It's plenty of stuff he can come up with. He's on the verge this season. He will have collected, I think, in excess of $120 million in his career. For doing what? Exactly. Sitting up there, putting on the helmet, going out there, either getting hurt, throwing in the searches at key moments, not getting the job done. And by the way, now here's what's going on with this. With Tony Romo. You got bad issues after the shoulder and the collarbone issues and all that stuff. Body breaking down. You're 36 years old. The game is as violent as ever. They got new rules implemented specifically to protect the quarterback, and that can't even help the man. The man then, he scrambles out of the pocket, don't even know how to slide, right? I mean, and everything what? If you're the Dallas Cowboys, I got Dak Prescott. I got a young lion that has potential. You understand? I don't know what he can do yet, regardless of what we've seen in the preseason. But at least something I can plan something, because Tony Romo, the only thing you can plan is
he's
what
hurt.
you're gonna do when he get hurt. Because that seems to be the MO. Okay, so when you look at it from that perspective, and you got a team to think about, and a season to plan, and a Dallas Cowboy fan base, the most delusional fan base in American history, who wakes up thinking they're Super Bowl champions even when they won at 15. Okay,
We are Super Bowl
champions. They still take care of you. Take care
We got a white up there too.
Tony Romo, because guess what?
And we got a black one.
He's just gonna get hurt again.
Or one in here.
All that you said was
Bet that son got a drive.
zero. What is a 0, 0?
Mine.
Let me explain to you why that's zero.
Go ahead.
Let me explain to you why. The question was, should he consider retirement? All that you said was about the fans and about the team. About that. I didn't say he should think about retirement. I didn't say he should think about retirement. Very quickly, and as a football player, am I thinking about, I need to retire because I want the fans to be happy? I need to retire because I need to retire because I don't want enough to play.
You need to retire when you're unproductive.
Well, if you
When he's on the field, unproductive.
hold on. I'm sorry. Really? That's right. When he's on the field,
When he's on the field, I hope it's late in the season.
I watch the games. I'm just going to the stats to buffer my points based on what my eyes already see. The fact of the matter is, we are entitled to sit back because y'all ain't playing in front of empty stadiums. Y'all ain't asked the television cameras to disappear when y'all playing. Y'all ain't Excuse me. When have I failed to talk about them? I don't get on Tony Romo nearly as much as I get on Jay Cutler. Am I lying? Am I lying?
Or Dalton.
Wait, Dalton, well, Dalton a little less than we is won't walk through it. But you know what I'm saying? My point to you is that if you're not getting it done, you ain't getting it done. So you can sit there and say it lacks substance all you want to. I got my eyes and I got the results, which are minuscule. When he played.
Well, that's not what you're
That's what I
saying.
said.
You're speaking of.
I'm not saying he should retire.
Guys, we gotta go to break.
Or he should retire because he out the year.
See what Dak Prescott has next. We'll know a lot more about the
That,
future. whether
that,
Romo needs to
that,
come back or
that
not.
Cowboys fan base hates Romo. That.
It's a pleasure to have you. I'm sure you really enjoyed yourself. We'll see you on NFL Live later today. So it looks like the heir apparent to Peyton Manning is Trevor Siemian. He was just announced as a starter for Week 1. This just came down. We'll tell you what this says about the Broncos. That discussion.
You heard this name.
You know that feeling
But he
you get
ain't
when you
there.
sit without having
Macaroni,
to jump through any hoops,
macaroni,
track points,
Prescott.
or make a bunch of extra
49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick says he refused to stand during the national anthem Friday due to his views on the country's treatment of racial minorities. He's been outspoken on his Twitter account on civil rights issues and is in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. Yet another Hall of Famers, that is the conversation that you with us. Thank you so much for joining us. What did you make of Kaepernick's protest?
I totally understood what he was getting at, and everything is kind of morphed into different issues. But I believe the core issue is him wanting to bring light on an issue that is a moral issue in our country. And the concept of peaceful protest is to get us talking about the issues. Unfortunately, right now, we're talking about what he did and not talking about how we can make this country a better country. And that's, part of the problem that we're seeing here. So many people want to focus on exactly what it is he did and try to take it somewhere that it doesn't need to go. What he decided to do was to create a peaceful protest that would be a lightning rod, okay, that would force you to talk about the issue at hand, okay, and that is the issues that African Americans are facing in this country. Okay, 50 years ago, the peaceful protest that the civil rights movement went through, they went to jail for that. Okay, so this is a right for him to have this peaceful protest is something that has not been, it's been fought for from that standpoint. So I understand exactly what he's doing, and I would just hope that we would now continue the conversation that he started, that we can look at ourselves through that mirror and say, what can we do better as Americans? Because we all need to come together.
Look, if you want to criticize Kaepernick for something, maybe you can say something along the lines of he had a kind of nebulous, squishy kind of end point. Like, I'm not going to stand until things get better. Well, things have already gotten a lot better, so at what moment do you stand? Because if you're waiting for things to be perfect, we live in an imperfect world, it'll never be perfect. I guess that is legitimate criticism of him. The idea that, well, our veterans stand, so should you, is such a diversionary tactic of people who are against what Kaepernick's doing. Because he can say anything about foreign policy or men and women in uniform. He's talking about policing issues in this country and how that affects darker-skinned people, basically, which is a legacy of this country's original sin. I think really his message is, and I find this difficult to quibble with or quarrel with, is we need to live up to our ideals. That we, and in that sense, he's honoring the flag by insisting that we live up as a society to what it stands for and to our ideals. And you can actually begin that process precisely because you don't have to stand for the flag. Like, it's such an American thing for him to do, and I think real patriots would support this. I'm very patriotic, and I support this act of patriotism from that point of view.
The only thing I wanted to reiterate is what I said earlier. When people bring up the military, what they must understand is that you're not dishonoring the military by protesting. You're actually honoring them because what you're doing is exercising the rights that they fought for you to have. And that's the important point that we need to learn from that. But I'm going to take it a step further. You know, if there is any problem that I have with this, any problem at all, is that just as you're willing to bring attention to brutality on the part of police officers, I hope that all of these athletes, all of us in the media and beyond are willing to bring just as much attention to black-on-black violence. Now, I remember that Dr. Michael Eric Dyson came on the show Friday, and he talked about his neighborhood violence because white folks are killing white folks, and Latino folks are killing Latino folks. People who are in the same neighborhoods with one another, that's who they usually kill. I get all of that. What I'm saying is it's a numbers game. And it particularly resonates with me during an election cycle. Okay, we've got somebody on the right, we've got somebody on the left. We know what that story's about. Here's the other side to it. It's a numbers game. So if you've got white folks making up 66% of the population, and you've got Latino folks making up 17% of the population, with the Census Bureau report projecting that by the year 2035 to 2039, the population of the Latino community will have doubled in the United States of America, while within the black community it's only increasing by 1%. Then we wonder why some of these problems afflict us. Well, it might have something to do with the numbers game, because the less our numbers are, the less significant we become, and therefore it's easy to get away with it.
Political process.
Not just a political process, but even if you're talking about issues like police brutality and beyond. If you killed a Native American, how much would it resonate compared to if a white person was killed?
Right.
If you killed a black person, how much would it resonate compared to if you killed a Latino in an age where all we're talking about most of the time is immigration? These are the kind of things that you have to pay attention to. It's a numbers game. And then I go to a column today. Page 63 of the New York Daily News. Ebenezer Samuel wrote a column that I have to say is absolutely outstanding. It's an outstanding column. Everybody should go and read the New York Daily News.